William, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know how the coronavirus is still a thing?
As we say at every outro now, because it's apparently standard.
Yeah. So I figured out how to get rid of the coronavirus. I've been thinking about it, right? I figure it out. Scientists has been we have Bill Gates and scientists spending billions of dollars creating a vaccine. They're a bunch of idiots, all right? I figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I figured something that scientists has not figured out. So you know what they used to do back in the 16th centuries and 11th century and all that shit? You know what they used to do to get rid of problems? They accuse people of being witches, all right? And they get rid of them. Think about it. We have a shortage of food. If we accuse people of being witches and kill them, we suddenly have more food, right? It always works. Like, there's disease running around, okay? And we accuse people of being witches and kill them, there's suddenly less disease, right? Think about that logic. It works, okay? Look, someone stole the bread, all right? And we accuse someone of being a witch, and we kill them. There's suddenly the bread is there all of a sudden, all right?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Look, I'm just saying, we just start accusing people of being witches again, all right?
Oh my god.
History has shown that nothing bad has ever come out of accusing people of being witches and putting them on trial, okay? No recorded history of that, okay?
Yeah, sure. It's not like we have a whole thing. We have a play dedicated to a historical event about witches.
Nothing has ever happened. Nothing bad has ever happened of assuming someone is a witch and burning them at the stake, all right? Joan of Arc was a witch, burned her at the stake, and suddenly and they won the war, all right?
Yeah, sure, okay, alright, yeah, that's exactly how it went. Okay.
That's exactly, based on my knowledge of Joan of Arc, that's what I assume happened. I'm pretty sure the reason why Joan of Arc died was because they accused her of being a witch, and nothing else.
Jesus fuck, dude. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so...
Just like how Mulan is a witch in this movie. Hey, William, fuck this movie. I hate this movie.
Yeah, I know, I hate the movie too.
As an Asian person, I'm allowed to hate this movie without a white girl on Twitter saying I am oppressed for hating this movie by white people. Okay?
Sure, yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead and foster my
I fucking hate this movie. Everything about this movie is fucking garbage. It has nothing to do with the original Mulan, and I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with the original Mulan story, alright? Right? I would rather watch the 2009 Mulan movie where Mulan is depicted as a drunk, as an alcoholic. Have you ever watched that movie, by the way, the 2009 Mulan movie?
I'm gonna look this up now because I've never heard of this.
It was another it was another Mulan adaptation, but it wasn't by Disney, right? It was by like a Chinese media film company or whatever the fuck, right? It was back when China was still cool, okay? It was back when everyone was still like China, okay?
Okay, yeah, sure.
So it was like, it was another movie depiction of Mulan, but the reason why I like that one so much better, one, it wasn't family friendly. I think it was like hard R or some shit, right?
Okay.
So you can get away with much more stuff and depict Mulan as an alcoholic. It turns out that Mulan in history really liked to take a swing of that bottle.
Jesus, okay.
But in Disney's Mulan is a dirty communist, all right?
Okay. Oh my god! All right, so
no, I have a big rant. All right, let's get this bullshit Wikipedia summary plot out the way, because it's not like we haven't recorded one of these in weeks. This is still our recording schedule.
Yeah, sure, okay, exactly.
Yeah,
oh my god. Fucking Jesus, dude. Fucking where do we start with this mess?
I mean, what you always do, you just read the Wikipedia plot.
Fair enough. Okay, so
I'm so glad I spent $30 for this movie.
Oh yeah, sure. I spent $30 as well.
Hey, yes. After this, I'm gonna accuse Disney of being witch so I can get my money back.
Oh my god. Yeah, sure. I'll just accuse the whole company of Disney of being a witch. Or you're gonna go walk up to the frozen corpse of Walt Disney cryogenically that's, like hit in one of the freezers and say, "You're a witch," and then get your money that way.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm pretty sure Walt Disney hated witches, alright? He'll agree with me and he'll give you my money back.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can talk to the popsicle that is Walt Disney, and we'll see what he says. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, hey, yo, your company is being run by witches, alright, Walt Disney? I know how much you hate the witch. That was a big thing you just supposedly hated.
Yeah, as I say right now, with no actual context or facts to back this up. Yes.
Walt Disney, big witch hater in history.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read the plot synopsis provided to us by the Wikipedia.
Fuck, I need to take a drink of water. That rant really fucking got to me.
Jesus as fuck, dude. Okay, so as a young girl in rural imperial China, Mulan is an adventurous and active young girl. At the disappointment of her mother, who hopes that she will one day be able to find a husband, Mulan grows up and is forced to meet with a matchmaker and bring honor to her family. In northwestern regions, an outpost is invaded by Roran, the Hans. Okay, the Huns. I mean,
that was real. Okay, that was a real group of people. Okay.
Yeah, that was a real group of people. It sounded stupid, but now that I looked at this, I'm like, oh. These were real people. This is more acceptable.
I thought they just made up. I legitimately thought it was a made up group just so they don't offend any actual group of people.
Yeah, okay, but
even though this movie offends a lot of groups of people.
This is also true. An outpost is invaded by the Huns. I'll say because it's easier. Under the leadership of Bori Khan. They are assisted by the witch.
Not Shang Yi. What was that? The original villains in the original Mulan.
I mean, I could always bring up the original movie.
Who the fuck was the original villain? Shang Yu.
Shang
right?
Yu. I think so.
Yeah. Definitely not Shang Yu.
And so, they are assisted by the witch. How do you pronounce it? Zhen Yang. I don't know if I'm butchering that.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We just call her a witch.
Well, by the witch, who is able to shapeshift to infiltrate the town. The witch transforms herself to appear as a Chinese soldier to report of the attack to the Emperor of China, causing him to issue a conscription decree for one man in each family. I thought she took control of him, but alright.
I feel like her plan is overly complicated. Like she already got into the Emperor. That's like if I was to assassinate the Emperor of China, going inside the little room where he's in would be the best plan, right? To take over, right?
Here's the thing, Austin. We don't talk about the witch yet. We're gonna save that, okay?
Yeah. I'm saving a lot of stuff about this movie. All right.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, fair enough. Soldiers arrive in Mulan's village to enlist soldiers, and her father, Zhao, I believe, is forced to volunteer as he does not have a son. Mulan realizes that her elder father will not survive the war and flees with his armor, horse, and sword to join the army.
And that's when the ancestor brings out the dragon to watch over Mulan.
God, yeah, sure. It was a dragon. We'll go with that. It was not some fucking goddamn bird. Oh my god. Remember what Disney said? They're removing Mushu because they want this movie to be historically accurate to the real life tale of Mulan. Because remember I told you, William, witches were real. This movie proves my theory about witches being real. All right. Yeah, Disney knows best about history. Obviously, we should follow their lead.
Yeah, witches were real. I'm telling you. Disney proved that witches were real.
Oh my god. Mulan arrives at the training camp, which is run by Commander Tung, who had previously served with Zhao, in the previous war. Mulan hides her gender and succeeds in training. That's
okay. She didn't have to. She already. All right. This training board is.
Yeah, I know. Bori Khan's army continues to advance, causing Tung to end training early and sends his battalion to fight. Mulan chases some of Bori Khan's troops on horseback, but is confronted by the witch, who knows that Mulan is hiding her gender. She attempts to kill Mulan, who is saved because of her leather armor that she used to hide her feminine figure. Mulan decides to stop hiding her gender.
It feels so weird to read out loud.
Yeah, well, decides to stop hiding her gender and rides back to town, causing many of the Huns to flee when they suspect she is a witch. The Huns begin attacking with a trebuchet, but Mulan routs them and begins attacking from above. The Huns, because I cannot pronounce that, turn their trebuchets towards Mulan, but their attacks trigger the avalanche, which buries them.
Oh, these were a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. Mulan rides back to camp and rescues Shen Huanghu.
Definitely not what's his name. Definitely not Shang.
Yeah.
Shang. We'll just call him not Shang.
Not Shang. A fellow soldier who she befriended, but reveals that she is a woman. She is expelled from the army and begins her return home. On her way, she is confronted by the witch, who reveals that she was an outcast for being a powerful woman, and the only way she can gain power is under Bori Khan's leadership. Additionally, she reveals that the attacks on the outpost have been a diversion, as Bori Khan intends to capture the emperor who killed his father. Risking execution, Mulan returns to her battalion to tell them of the impending capture. Tung decides to believe her and sends a unit to the imperial city. The witch disguises herself as the chancellor and advises the emperor to meet Bori Khan for single combat while removing the city guard from their posts.
Why would he do this? This is the dumbest plan.
Yeah, Bori Khan kills the emperor's guards and prepares to burn the emperor alive in revenge. Mulan arrives in the city as the Huns begin their attack and races to free the emperor.
Oh yeah, they had ninjas apparently. Apparently ninjas, big thing in China.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know.
Ninjas,
Yeah,
well known
ninjas,
for their historical origin of being from China.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they were from Japan or something, you know?
No, of course not. Look, remember, this movie is, according to Disney, this movie is historically accurate, alright? Everything about this movie is real.
Jesus. Bori Khan shoots an arrow at Mulan, but the witch, who admires Mulan for leading her army openly as a woman, transforms into a bird and sacrifices herself by catching the arrow.
I don't remember that shit.
That was a thing.
Oh, Jesus. That was a thing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of zoned out in the last third of this movie due to how much how I hated this movie.
Yeah, that's fair. Mulan fights with Bori Khan and kills him, but loses her father's sword in the process. She frees the emperor, who offers to let her join his personal guard. She declines the offer and returns to her village, where she is reunited with her family. An emissary from the emperor, under the leadership of Commander Tung, arrives to present Mulan with a new sword and offer her another chance to join the emperor's guard.
Hey, William, why is Mulan Jesus in this movie? Mulan is literally Jesus in this movie. She literally has godlike power. William, I'll be real with you. I would rather be oppressed and have godlike power than be in equal terms of gender, alright? I'm gonna state this right now. If I had godlike powers, I don't care if I'm a minority or anything, I would be fine with being oppressed. Because I have godlike power, okay? I don't care being equal to other people. Because you know why? I have God power. I'm Jesus. Why do I care about being equal if I'm a god? Okay?
Shit. To be fair, yeah, that's fair. To be fair, yeah. I would be like, you know what?
That's the reason why I hated this movie so much. Because they literally made Mulan into a god into this movie.
Yeah, I know.
Because apparently she had like Assassin's Creed power or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I was so fucking confused. Right?
Yeah,
I was like, so I had no problem believing that if she wants to train like a male soldier, or as a boy, or like doing like getting to street fights, like stuff like that, right? You know, going against gender norms, right? That's fine. That's fine. I'm believing. But the fact that they like that's fine because then we use her being a woman as a handicap, as a narrative for her to be seen as an equal, right? But all that is thrown out the window as soon as they show that she has god power and that everything she does is irrelevant because it doesn't matter to her character, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing with the witch. Like the witch was all like, ooh, I want to be seen. I was like, no, you don't. I was like, no, witch, you don't. You could kill everyone. Why do you care? And I was like, literally, the witch's entire fucking motivation is irrelevant because she doesn't have to care about what other people think. She has god power. That's why the king of the 13th century didn't care about what witches has to say about that because he burned him at the stake because he was the king. He had all the power. He didn't care. Right?
That's my thing too. Is like you have the witch who's like she's like spurned and outcast and
who's historically accurate, by the way. Witches was real in history, according to Disney.
Yeah, I know. And my thing is just like, if you're gonna have this kind of character, she at this point in the movie, she's like, as much as I don't like her, she's a much more interesting villain than Bori Khan.
She is a better hero than Mulan, to be honest.
Or better hero, yeah, sure. Actually, to be fair, yeah, because she's like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and try to change things. You know, and it's like show people that I am not someone to be feared. Or I mean, not exactly that, because then again, everyone fears her for being a witch. But it was like, oh, women can be powerful too. And I was like, no, yeah, I can vibe with that. But like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Because like she's like, I don't understand why she's like. There's this whole thing where like Bori Khan in the movie, quote unquote, saves her, right, or something because she was an outcast. But I'm like. And it's like, okay, now you serve me, right? And then it's like, if you want what you want, you must help me. It's like, you don't need to help him. You don't need to help him because from what you can do, you could literally like topple governments in the blink in a single night.
She literally infiltrated the emperor's inner circle.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, You could have gone.
Why does she literally does not need anyone's help? Like literally, as much as Bori Khan does, like all he does is does minimal work for her. Like he does not offer anything to her that she should care about.
Yeah,
like the only argument I would have is that Bori Khan has men, right? Like he has an army. It's like okay, but if the witch kills the emperor and takes control of the empire, she has the whole fucking empire's power all of a sudden, and no one can stop her.
She could literally just kill disguise herself as the chancellor and then kill the emperor and then become the emperor just by disguising herself
or whatever. Yeah,
and then change everything. She could just like, oh yeah, women can do this now. And like, yes, there you go, problem solved. Mulan doesn't even have
this entire plot can literally be solved within. Whenever when does she take appearance of the soldier? Like how far was that into the movie? That was like
my God, that
half
was
an hour into the movie.
Hold on,
like that's early on into the movie, right?
That was like 10 minutes into the movie, dude.
Oh, was that like 10 minutes?
That was 10
could have
minutes.
been edited in 10 minutes. Jesus Christ!
It really could have. Like
also, yeah,
like
yeah. Keep going.
She doesn't need an army. She literally could like, oh my God, like a lot of these things could just be solved with her using her powers to change things.
And apparently she's broken as fuck for what we saw her do.
Yeah, she can do anything.
Like she can transfer part of her body into like bird parts, and she can transform into bats. She's Dracula all of a sudden. Right?
Yeah,
vampires also historically accurate, by the way. Vampires did exist in history.
Yeah,
by the way.
I'm like, people fear you. People literally run from you.
Yeah, people fear vampires. I should know. I have a deep fear of vampires. I don't trust vampires.
Like, if there was a thing where they showed like witches being like not as powerful as they are in this movie, then this would be
like there's some like weird MacGuffin device that or whatever that existed that limits her power or something. Yeah, like that makes sense, right? If what's this guy? What's the villain's name?
Bori Khan.
Bori Khan had like some stupid like seal or enchanted item or some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Right? That's like, oh, you serve under me, right? Like that makes sense. I can vibe with that. That's from a story perspective, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But for what we see in this movie, she literally had no limits. She had no limiters. She was free to do wherever she wants. She just right?
Yeah, it's just why she can do anything that she sets her mind to. She can
literally, Bori Khan didn't even have to be a villain in this movie. This entire movie could have just been the entire army fighting against her, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe this movie could be one of those weird what was that? So you know Confucius had like not Confucius who's the guy that did Art of War?
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, Sun Tzu. You know how like one of the teaching was make one man seem like an army, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, like we could have had this whole cool backstory about how the entire empire was fearing like the army of invaders, right? But yeah, it just turned out it was just her. She was masquerading as one person to make the empire fear as a straight up power. Like Bori Khan was not needed as a character, right? He could have just been like do you remember in Iron Man 3 how we had the Mandarin?
Yeah.
Have we had the fake Mandarin with Ben Kingsley character? Like that's what she could have been. She literally could have just been the Mandarin type of character.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, oh, I was controlling the army. You know, I was doing this. Like it's like I was like. And people could be like, why didn't you kill the emperor earlier? It's like, oh, you know, there are wars or something. I needed an army to go past like these defenses that I can't get through or something.
Yeah.
Or something like, but literally like, oh my God, this character just like, this character doesn't add anything because this character is just like they don't use her character well.
But don't remember when this character is historically accurate. That's all that we care about.
Yeah, it's just like they literally add her so that you know I think they add her because they. I don't know how to go about this because this thing is like, oh yeah, she's like they want her as a reflection of Mulan, right? But she doesn't work because she's not exactly a focus, you know. She's not the enemy, you know, that we're really focusing on. We focus more on Bori Khan. Well, actually, we don't even really focus on the enemies at all. They're there. They're mentioned. They don't represent much of a threat, you know. Because honestly, most of the story is focused on Mulan. And then the thing is,
by the way, we'll get to Mulan. I have so much. Besides from her being Jesus, I have so much to get on Mulan and how much I hated her character in this movie. And
it's like it focuses on Mulan, which is fine because they have to concentrate on Mulan. She's the title, you know. She's the main character. We follow her journey.
Yeah, but But we have to follow the story of Jesus somehow.
Yeah, but it's just like they have the witch, and this witch is like the same as Mulan, but with the fact that like she's not. She doesn't. She's like she follows an evil army, or you know we call them evil, she's with an evil army. She wasn't able to do what Mulan could do, which was apparently get people to follow her. And even then, like Mulan's whole turn.
I don't understand. What do you mean? You have god power, William. If someone were to approach me, I don't care about their gender, their skin, their origin. If someone were to show me like, hey, I have god powers, like, yeah, okay, I believe you. Yeah, all right, yeah, I'll serve you. I mean, what am I gonna do? I don't have god powers. What am I gonna do, right?
Yeah, I know. It's just the witch is so idiotically underutilized, and there's
like this character could have been way more cooler, right? Like she could have been a way bigger, because she is the biggest threat. Like nothing, as far as we established, like nothing in this movie is even close to her power scale of a threat. Like Bori Khan's army, fucking bullshit, fucking worthless. When we have a fucking witch that can defy all laws of nature, right?
Yeah, and it's like
but she doesn't do anything. It's the problem. She's just there being, hey yo, I'm a witch. Ooga booga booga booga. I'm pretty sure that's what witches say. That's what they say when they cast a spell.
Go,
ooga booga booga. I cast a spell.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking like, oh my god, like she could have like legit. Like they could have just taken that, like if we needed the chi thing, which I have issues with as well, but like if we needed the chi thing and we needed the witch, just keep the witch, take Bori Khan out, show that she's like this domineering, powerful witch, you know, that took control of this army by force because this rule wronged her. Just explain real quick. Oh yeah, I can't kill the emperor myself because you know, if we're including witches, there has to be defenses against witches, right? Yeah. And so it's like, oh yeah, there are these wards or like these magical defenses I can't get through. And so I need an army to get through, and that's why I took the time to raise up this army to fight for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. I like this plot. Right? We should sell this to Disney.
And then you could have just basically, if you wanted Bori Khan as well, you could have
here's what I'm gonna do. What is the contact for Disney? How can I sell Disney this screenplay right now?
Yeah,
can we sell Disney this screenplay?
Let me finish my plot first, okay? Because here's the thing. If you wanted Bori Khan,
hey Disney, if you're listening to this, don't steal this idea. We're holding on to it, all right?
Okay, I mean, go ahead and steal it. Just pay us large amounts of money to steal it, okay? But like, fucking.
Hey, if you steal this from us without credit, I'm gonna accuse you of being a witch, all right?
Exactly. But fucking, like, literally, they could have, if they wanted Bori Khan, just have him there, but he's not really present. Or actually, no, have the scenes that happened in the original Mulan happen, but have him die in the avalanche, right? And so that's why that's why you can have that twist where it's like, oh, you know, like you can also have hints where like, Bori Khan is maybe looking at somebody to see, or like, you know, there's that wonderful scene in the original Mulan where well, I guess I'll just call him Bori Khan because I don't remember his original name. But Bori Khan is basically like, oh, he's like, how many messages does it take to send them? Like, you know, how many people does it take to send a message? Yeah, Shen Yu, wherever the fuck right? How many people does it take to send a message? And the guy's just like one, right? Wonderful scene too. But
yeah, I think a really good scene.
Yeah, it's a really good scene. And then it's like, and then in that maybe have him. Maybe have it so that he looks towards somebody, and then you know she nods, and then he says that question, or like maybe he nods, maybe because she's in disguise or whatever, and then you know then you can have something like that, right? You're like, who's he nodding to, right? And then you can have him die at the avalanche, and then it's like a twist where it's like, wait, why is the army still marching towards like the emperor, right? And then you find out, oh yeah, there's a witch, you know, who is like equal in power to Mulan, but is like found herself ostracized, and then you know wasn't able to do shit, you know. And then you know you could have had this wonderful conversation where like these like Mulan and the witch could butt heads on terms of philosophies, as you know, as a villain should do, as a foil
of good and evil, classic battle, right? Classic battle, good and evil. One of the basic plot structure.
Yeah, and basically saying it's like, oh, I want things to change, but I'm gonna destroy everyone that gets in my way. And then Mulan's like, yo, that's not cool, man. I got these people to accept me for who I am. Don't do it. And then she's like, nah, fuck you. And then you know you could have just had that. That's how she finds out, right? And then she could go, and then I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking too early on ahead. I'm switching things around, but basically something like that. Okay, something like that would have been better. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to get too lost into
plot that makes the witch a better character would be better.
Yeah. Okay, so witch underutilized, terrible usage. Okay, and basically
now let's talk about Mulan.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Okay.
about
Now we can talk about Mulan.
I hate
The
Mulan in
character.
this movie. Besides from her being Jesus, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. That's literally one of the most thing I hate about this movie so much. Is how they made her Jesus. How they made her how they made her character of a fall of she's just a woman. Like I'm fine with. We talked about this in I think Charlie's Angels about how if you're gonna how we're gonna do about a gender statement, right? Like okay, I understand that, right? But if you make your female character too perfect, there's no point. It doesn't matter because at that point it's not because that it's her being female is the reason why she's underdog. It's the fact that she's just too perfect and that you can't relate to her being a successful character, right?
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, a character, if anything, in terms of at least a gender statement, should be like you want to be able to relate to the growth of that character. But if that character already reached
that's why Mulan
goal,
in the original Mulan was so good because in the original Mulan she wasn't a Jesus character. She was literally just a village girl who had no sword training, no fighting skill. But in the original one, we actually see her grow as a character. We actually see her get on equal terms of Shang and Yao and Ping and
Po, I think it was
Po. Of and even Shang Yu of like she's now on equal level. We can relate to. We understand her growth, right?
Yeah.
But in this one, it doesn't matter because she has Jesus power. So no matter what growth she goes to get on these characters, she's always going to be automatically better because she already has Jesus power, and her journey is kind of irrelevant because it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, because it's like she has all this power. She has nothing to work towards. She could literally she could have just done the thing and it would have been fine, right? And it's like, because the thing is, it's a matter of like showing you that like women are equal to men, right? That's the thing. Because in this world of Mulan, men
historically accurate. Remember, everything in this movie is historically accurate, as they like to point out in advertisements.
Yeah, exactly. But my thing is like, in the movie, men are in a sense superior because they think women shouldn't like, as I say here, women can only bring honor through marriage, and that's all they can do, right? Yeah. And so like that's kind of like, but Mulan's like, no, that's not true because I have so much more to offer, right? And so like in the movie, in the original Mulan, she basically, she never made it as a power statement. That was never the intention. She just wanted to save her father, right? Yeah. And so but the thing is, the message isn't implied through it's not. In the original Mulan, the message is implied through the action of it. It's never explicitly stated, because it didn't need to. Because it showed you that Mulan was equal to all the men around her, because she worked towards that. And she, so she reached that goal that everyone else could. And then,
she was swift at the coursing river, as strong as the mountain, and all that stuff. Remember?
Yeah. And
they had the opportunity, and they didn't use the damn song.
Yeah, I know. They don't use any songs.
They only used one song, which I'm fine with. Reflection, in my opinion, is probably one of the best personal Disney character song out of any Disney movie. All right, in comparison to like other Disney characters, personal Disney character like Power of Your World, Aladdin Street Rat song. Or or whatever the Beauty and the Beast song when they're just like, in terms of like reflection, in my opinion, it's honestly one of the best character motivation song because it reflects the characters so much.
Yeah.
But I like that they used the phrase. I really know that they had the opportunity to use goddamn, make a man out of you, but they decided not to. They had the opportunity. Why they didn't. Well, Disney's a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of witches, is what I would say.
But yeah, that's the thing, because like in here it's like they're focusing too much on the statement of things. Like they're not using the characters to make the statement. They're just, hold on, maybe I'm like, the characters they don't use the characters' actions to make the statement. They make the characters say the statement, which doesn't work. Yeah. It also it also doesn't help a lot that like Mulan's perfect in the beginning. But what else did you have to say about Mulan? Actually, I'm actually curious.
Oh, let's see what else. All right, so I went over the fact that she's a witch. I mean, no, that she's Jesus. She has Assassin's Creed power. She's already better than everyone, so she doesn't have like. I really don't know what the fuck else. Did they actually show her train? Oh, also the worst part when they were showing her training.
Oh, no, yeah, they did.
It wasn't fucking that entire training scene was fucking pointless as fuck. Because nothing came out of it, right? Like the whole point, if you're gonna do a training montage, is to show growth. there was that entire training montage that they show. There was no character growth of any kind, right? Like in the original Mulan, when they do make a man, like we saw at the beginning of that trailer, everyone was garbage, right? They couldn't catch fish. They couldn't they couldn't do the jumping thing with the stones. Well, not with the stones, with the logs, right? Or carry the bucket up the hill, or get the arrow from the hill, right? But throughout that training montage, we actually see them grow. We see them train, right? To be able, but like during that whole training montage with her and everything, nothing happened. That entire training was completely pointless. All we did was show that she still has Jesus power. That's it. That's the entire that training montage was. We had to remind her, oh, by the way, she's still Jesus.
Yeah, it's just like the thing is during the whole thing, like I liked training montage because it actually got me interested in the movie again. Because I'm watching it and it's like, because I'm like a little bored out of my mind for a moment, and then I'm watching the training montage and I'm seeing her struggle and stuff like oh. They're doing it, right? They're doing the thing.
Yeah. I thought that's what they do. They would show her struggle, right? They would show her and everyone else struggle, right? Because I was really implied that everyone that they recruit for the army are fucking useless, or not fighters. They're countries. They're farmers or merchants or whatever else people did back in whatever century in 1980. I assume this movie takes place in 1980s. All right. I assume that's a good year to assume this where this movie takes place.
Exactly.
All right.
That's exactly.
I assume everything that takes place before I was born is in the 1980s. So the moon landing probably 1980s as well.
Oh my god. Okay. Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly the same time period.
Right. Same time. Everything that I was not there to witness took place within the same time period. All right. World War I and World War II days apart. All right.
Oh my god.
They finished World War I. They're like, all right, that was World War I. Let's do World War II, and everyone agreed to it.
Oh my god.
Everyone got together and said, let's do this World War II.
We'll do this back to back. World War II. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and look, in the future they're gonna film the Harry Potter movies back to back. We'll do it first. We'll do it before. That's what they said at the meeting. That's what they said back then. All right, let's do this back to back.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, okay, back to the fucking thing. But yeah, she's training and it's like she's losing and stuff, and then it's like she suddenly just decides to use her magic powers and shows like, oh yeah, I'm so good.
She cheats. Yeah, she pretty much cheats the whole training montage. Like I said, that training was so fucking pointless. There's no growth in anything.
Yeah,
right? Did they even show her getting closer to, like, with the exception of not Shang, like I don't think she even gets closer to any of the other characters, like because apparently Po and Yao and Ping are in this.
Yeah, they're there, but I didn't know who they were until I saw.
Yeah, that was the worst part. I couldn't figure out who they were because I'm reading the cast and they said they're in this movie. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize, like, because that's the thing. If you're gonna make characters, right, you have to have a way to associate wherever the character has like some stupid gimmick or some notable feature, because in the original Mulan, granted it was animated and you could be more expressive, but you could tell, right? So you could tell, but like in this movie, I literally could not tell who they were because I knew she was hanging out with three guys, but I'll be real, is that because they're Asian, right? I literally could not tell them apart. All right,
because they literally never mentioned who their names are. You know?
Oh, did they not?
They never.
Wow,
did.
That's even worse.
They only make mention of like they mention it in passing, but they're not introduced to you. So it's made clear that these characters don't really matter, right?
Oh,
and so it's like. So she doesn't really develop a friendship with any of these people, except for maybe like one person. Even then, she's like, "Nah, fuck you," right?
Yeah, they're not Shang.
Yeah. And so it's it's that relationship where it's like I felt like they could have done more. If they wanted to focus on relationships, they really should have focused on basically her and not Shang. But it's like even then it's just like, because those were actually some good moments, you know. Because they replaced in the bath scene, rather than use it for comedy, they use it as a moment where basically Mulan and Shang are basically in the same lake with taking a bath, but then she's like, she kind of has to push him away. But they had this nice moment where they're having a talk where she basically rejects his friendship because she doesn't want to turn around and reveal herself, right? Because she knows that revealing herself would get her killed. Yeah. And so, not Shang is basically like, it's like, I want to be friends. It's like, and I can see that you could turn my back. You'll turn your back on me, but I'm asking you not to do that for everyone else because it shows that he cares, you know. Because he even says like, you are my equal. It's like it's this nice sense of respect that you get from him, right? And he's like, it's like, I respect you. You are my equal. But it's like, you may reject my friendship, but please remember to consider everyone else. You know?
Yeah.
You know, that was a really nice moment. It's like one of those few things, because they started to develop a really cool friendship here. You know? And so, like, if anything, that's one of the few changes that I can appreciate from this movie. Because because in the original movie, I can't exactly say, like, it was a mutual respect thing, but, like, there was never a real friendship that I felt could have developed into a romance, you know, at the in the original.
Wait, that's why we have Mulan too.
Oh my god! Oh god! We don't talk about Mulan too. We don't talk about Mulan too.
Wait. This is what we call foreshadowing for when we start Disney month, all right? Or Disney here, or the fuck. There's a lot of Disney. There's a lot of Disney movies. I forgot how many Disney movies there were. If you count the shitty direct-to-video sequel, right? There's a lot, all right?
Yeah, that's
true.
That's
actually
true.
A lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah. There's a.
Hey, just wait until we become a Disney channel where we review everything Disney, all right? Just so we can shit talk about everything Disney, all right?
What's a shit post on Disney, man?
We're gonna shit. I can't wait to shit post on Disney when we get the chance.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to continue accusing Disney of being witches, all right?
Oh my god. No, but it's like, yeah, like that's a nice moment, but those are like literally like maybe 2 or 3 moments where you get that, and even then they don't really build on that too much.
Yeah.
Because this movie is very much, I feel like it's way too focused on its scale. Because it's like it's trying to make it seem like this, like,
oh yeah, speaking of scale, I was gonna say there was a lot of bad CGI moments in this movie. Did you notice that?
There is a lot of bad CGI in this.
I literally couldn't believe how bad the CGI was for scenes like with the Phoenix, all right? I was like that Phoenix was noticeably CGI. Like okay, so here's the thing. I wasn't expecting like super high realistic CGI like with Thanos in the MCU, right? But I was like, when I was like, wow, that is noticeably a CGI bird, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like when you watch any MCU movie, like even though Thanos is completely CGI, like you can feel that Thanos is there, right? You can be like, all right, I was like you can at least like,
yeah, he gives us a
like when you watch like the immersion of Thanos, like hey, there's an actual space god talking to Robert Downey Jr., right?
Yeah.
But when watching through this movie, like look at all these scenes, like wow, this is really bad fake snow that they're using, right? They can't even drown these people in snow. Disney could have flown these. Why did Disney fly these people all the way up to the mountains and cause a real life avalanche on these people? So those cheapskates.
Yeah. Kill off all the actors.
How dare Disney not kill all the extras to film a realistic historical drama?
The cowards.
Yeah, I know, those cowards. Oh, by the way, people actually die. I was actually impressed that they actually show people dying.
Oh,
there was a few scenes of people actually getting stabbed. Like I thought that since this is a Disney movie, right, they wouldn't show people getting stabbed, right? Because if you watch Disney, like, you know, Disney's a family-friendly company. They're like, oh yeah, it's like you can imply people dying and getting stabbed and everything, but no, people straight up actually do get stabbed with swords. I was like, all right, I'll respect that. I'll respect that Disney actually went through the effort of stabbing people. Disney actually showed them beating up, killing protesters. All right, good.
Oh my god. Holy shit. I was waiting for something there. Oh my god. Oh no.
Hey, I have no problem saying it. Disney support police beating on protesters, all right?
Jesus
Disney are a bunch of cowards, all right?
Jesus.
They can, all right? Anyway, I don't care. I don't care at this point, all right?
I have no
here's
words.
The thing. If Disney can back John Boyega speaking about Black Lives Matter, why don't they support the actors for Mulan for supporting the Chinese government beating on protesters, all right?
Oh my god.
If they're going to support one actor, they need to support the other actor, all right?
I mean,
they can't just side with one actor.
I mean, Austin.
Disney, support police brutality like you should.
No. You see, here's the thing though, Austin. Like in a sense, why they may not support police brutality, they do support crimes against humanity. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right. Oh boy. Hey, so this is being recorded after Mulan came out, obviously. And oh boy, hey yo, the internet is really going on Disney about about crimes against humanity right now.
They really should. They really should. Oh
yeah,
my god.
That's good. Yeah.
Now, if only they could get on the actual organizations that are accused of doing said
and look, I'm telling you, just accuse people. Look, if you accuse someone of being a witch, you get results. Okay.
Oh my god! But
that's my gimmick. That's my gimmick. This review, all right?
I can tell.
I can see how much I can go on about accusing people of being witches.
Oh my god! Yeah, but it's like again. Okay, so real quick, we'll go back to the point I was trying to make.
Back to the movie. All right.
Back to the point I was trying to make. All her training to show growth is wasted because she can just turn on the switch and basically I'm a super soldier now. I can do whatever the fuck, right? And so basically it's like. No, all
they made her show that she struggled without her god powers, right?
Yeah,
like that's fine. Like in Black Panther, do you remember when Black Panther went to T'Challa? Is that pronounced?
T'Challa,
lost his the herb thingy.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember the plot.
The magical flower. Yeah.
Yeah, the magic flower, right? Then we actually see him. He has to regain. I mean, well, not regain the flower, but like we see him struggle without the power. See, and then how he has to go against Michael B. Jordan's character, Killmonger, who had the magic. I was like, like I'll be like, fine. Like if we had like something like I said, Mulan should not have had magic powers in this movie, right? The fact that she had magic literally completely ruined her character and everything she did in this movie.
Yeah,
right?
Basically, it just undermines the purpose of the message.
Like we showed the witch stealing her powers or some shit, right? And then she was like, "Oh no, Mulan, now you have to fight against them with the movie." Like, all right, I'm fine with that. That makes it way better because now she has a fault, right? Because before, like when she had the god power, she had no fault. She literally she could do nothing wrong because she had god powers, right?
Yeah.
But if you take away her god power, you make her human, right?
Yeah.
Because then you could relate on her like, oh, she could die, she could get stabbed, she could get accused of being a witch.
I swear to God, you're gonna bring that everywhere now. No, but like the other thing they could have done if they wanted the chi was give everyone else chi, because it never feels like anybody else has this chi, and even then it's kind of like ambiguous, you know?
Yeah.
If they
I understand this chi. Like for some reason I thought Donnie Yen. Well, was it Donnie Yen who was playing the Emperor? I mean, not the Emperor, the commander.
Yeah.
The commander. Yeah. I thought Donnie Yen character was supposed to have chi as well, right? It's like that, but no, he didn't. No, I was like, for some reason, I felt like, like if you're gonna introduce a character with magic powers like that, like you should at least have the world acknowledge the magic power, or no, like in the other. I'm just going back to MCU because MCU is based, right? Because you have characters who have superpowers, right? Right, and they're not shocked when another character have superpowers, right? Because this is a world of characters with superpowers. So if you have a world where there's a witch or a girl with chi, characters should acknowledge this. I'm like, oh, hey, like Emperor, the witch is coming. It's like, oh no, the witch, I know about this witch. Good thing we have our witch defense system, or the character's like, oh, I know about characters with chi. Good thing we have a team of chi warriors or some stupid stuff like that, right?
Or it could be like everybody has chi. It's like good thing she's not the only one who can use chi. I can use chi. Wait.
That monkey has a sword. Don't worry, we all have. You fools, we all have swords.
That's the thing. It's just like what's if you wanted chi so bad? I feel like if anything, they wanted to use chi to kind of explain like some of the superhuman feats that sometimes like you tend to see it in Asian media. You know?
Yeah. I want to get on about the whole about the way that this movie was filmed. God, I hate the way that this movie was filmed. This movie was so fucking Hollywood. Granted, this is a Western movie, Western Hollywood production.
I will also tell you, Austin, that this was directed by a white woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who has no background in films like these. Or at least in terms of action films, from what I've seen.
Hold on. She did Whale Riders, all right? Whale Riders. What the fuck is Whale Riders? Hold on.
you mentioned the movie. You don't even know what Whale Riders is.
I'm going to the Wikipedia page right now. It's about a 12-year-old girl who is ambitious to become the chief of the tribe. Her grandfather believed this role is reserved for male only. All right. There you go. It's just Mulan. But does this 12-year-old girl have Jesus power? Okay, this plot is too long and I'm not going through the effort of reading it. But I'm going to assume she has the power to talk to whales at some point.
Oh my god.
Okay, stay tuned for the spoiler cast for Whale Riders.
But no. That registered in my head so late. I'm amazed. Wow. Oh my god. But yeah, she's like she doesn't have a she has more of a history in like in drama rather than like anything like action, you know.
Yeah.
So like if they hired an Asian woman, I'd be like, you know, if she had like a background in like what do you call it? Like in Asian, you know, in like Asian action movies, like or martial arts movies, you know, that would have been fantastic.
Or hire a person with knowledge of martial arts movie in general. Like, it doesn't have to be like, well, here's the thing, right? Like, people make a big deal about race and gender and all that stuff, right? Here's the thing, when it comes to stuff like this, I don't care. It doesn't matter, right? As a minority, I don't care, right? As long as it's good, right? Right.
Yeah, as long as the movie is good, then it's fine.
Yeah. That's because the thing I feel about when you said, oh, we have the first Asian woman, we have the first person of color, we have the first blah blah blah, right? It's not about being the first. It's just more about, at this point, you're trying to use it more as a gimmick, as a marketing tooling gimmick of tokenism, right? That's what you're doing at this point, right? You're not really making it like it doesn't, like, here's the thing, especially when you're doing a project, right? Especially something like project, like for something like this, I do not care about what type of person. Like, I care about the person's expert. Like if I were to go to a barbecue, right? I'm not gonna care if the person that's doing barbecue. This is the first Asian person to ever do a barbecue. Like, okay, but does this person have a knowledge of barbecuing? Am I gonna have good barbecue? Why does this being the first Asian person to ever do barbecue matters? Like, I'm here for the barbecue.
I mean, it helps us like yeah, you can go ahead and say, oh yeah, you know, this is a great Asian director, but it's like, as long as they can do it well, then yeah, that should be praised. As long as they can do their job well, you know, as well. It helps to highlight the merit, you know. And here she's kind of like she doesn't do action. It's clear, you know.
I will give them credit. I only like one action scene, and that was the last action scene when they're on that fucking building, the work in progress building, whatever, right? Yeah. There were some good scenes in that movie when they're fighting with using the environment, right? That's the thing I look for in Asian action movies, right? Here's the thing, because I think we talked about this in another video. I don't remember which one. We're talking about how the distinction between filming action in Western media versus filming action in Eastern media. When Eastern, they hold the shot, right? That's one of the biggest turnoff for this movie. It's how they kept cutting everything, and you couldn't, and it doesn't feel, the impact doesn't feel real, right? Right? Like if you watch like an old Jackie Chan movie, right? Like he doesn't do shot. Like, you hold, like, we see him. Like, granted, Jack Chan is doing practical stunts as well, so that does help. But when you watch it like an old school Jackie Chan movie, right? You see that they hold the shot. They don't quick cut. They're like they don't quick cut for the swing slash to the swing's impact. Like, you see it, they hold on to those shots so you can feel the impact. It makes it more believable. The fact that they kept quick cut, it was a major turn off for this movie.
Yeah, again, it's Western sensibility that's like, it doesn't allow for a good flow of action. Like, they do quick cuts to emphasize how fast it goes, but you can't follow it, and so it's just kind of wasted. And it's like, in terms of a martial arts movie, you want to follow the flow of the action. Yeah. Because you want to feel the impact.
Yeah, especially in martial arts. Like, actually, because martial arts is because I think there was a video I watched. I forgot what it was, by a guy who talked about how Eastern media films everything like a ballet, like a dance, right? Where you see a reaction and you react and you see reaction, right? You see the back and forth of everything, right? That's why when you watch that, you see how they don't always do these quick cuts, like how you see, like, oh, you see the punch and all that stuff, right? Yeah. And I did felt that when I was watching the action in this movie, they were just doing a lot of quick cuts.
There's very few in terms of positive stuff I can say that I found. One positive I can say that I did found.
Hey, they got the original Mulan voice actor to make a cameo appearance. I like that. That was cool.
Did they?
Yeah, she literally appeared at the end, introducing Mulan to the Emperor.
Oh, okay. All right then. Sure.
Yeah. Also, they gave her the colors of Mulan as well.
Okay.
The outfit she was wearing was Mulan's color from the movie. So that was cool. I like that.
Huh. Well, look at that. Yeah. All right. But now where was I?
Yeah. We were talking about action.
I was talking about the positives. Positive. A few positives. Along with along with the relationship with Mulan and Na Chang, right? there's these nice little moments, like at least in the beginning, where like if it wasn't for the chi thing, it would have had a lot more impact for me. But there's this moment where basically her father is basically like telling, because it's this moment where she's like, where the mother's complaining about she's acting like a boy, she's running around chasing chickens, causing trouble for everyone else. You know, she's not acting like a proper lady, right? And then the father's like, oh, it's fine, you know, it's like she's my daughter, you know. And then the mother's like, no, she has to be a proper wife, you know. Tell her that she can't be acting like this anymore, right? And then they're talking about how this whole Phoenix thing, which is like. And it's like, oh, you know, which I like. I like the whole
the not Mushu,
Yeah, the not Mushu, right?
I don't understand the purpose of this goddamn bird, but the bird served no goddamn purpose.
Yeah,
this bird could have been the goddamn dragon.
Yeah, it really could have. Really,
I don't know why they changed it for some fucking reason.
Right, but yeah. Anyways, the father is like basically talking to Mulan, basically saying, yeah, you can't keep acting like this. But then it's kind of also ruined by the fact that he mentions chi, you know, and then it's just like. Well, it's this moment where he's like he obviously cares for his daughter, but he doesn't like telling her this, and he's like, this is like, the world will not let you be the way that you are, so you have to you gotta stop, kiddo, because the world won't let you be, and so it's best that you don't go against it, and it's just kind of really somber, really sad moment, you know, which is it's like one of the few things that I like, but then and it shows that he really cares and he really loves his daughter. But then they kind of like this. It's a good moment, but then they kind of ruin it when they're at the table, you know, talking about like how it's like, oh, but father, you will die, that kind of thing. You can't go to war, and it's like, Lamau, no, I have to serve the emperor and shit.
Yeah, it's my duty. Yeah,
and it's like,
I've been summoned.
It's just like it feel like, because from how he treated her before, it feels so out of place here. You know, because then he just kind of randomly yells at her. It's like, no, learn your place. Fuck off. You know, and it's just like, this is not how you were before with your daughter, dude. This, like, even when she was like here she's just asking, right? And this is, but earlier before, like in the movie, she was running around. She broke a statue, messed with people's stalls, and like was on a rooftop chasing a chicken, and like basically broke the rooftop a little bit and almost fell.
Yeah, by the way, that CG in the beginning when her jump out was really bad. They didn't had an actual young girl jump off the roof. How dare Disney cheap out on that?
Oh my god!
How dare they? They need to film people jumping off roofs. All right.
They should have just taken a young kid off the street and tossed her off the roof to film it and shit. So
tell her to jump off the roof.
Yeah, basically.
Don't worry, Disney can pay for it, and they can pay for anything that happens afterwards. All right, it's called hush money. All right.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, it's getting too real now. Also, like, yeah, but that's the thing, and it's just like it's like. It's just like.
Hey, do you know that you're apparently not allowed to call 911 in Disneyland?
Really?
Did you know that? Yeah. If you get like seriously injured, they make you go outside the amusement park, and then you can call the hospital or whatever the fuck.
That's stupid. Fucking
Disney
sucks.
Yeah. Remember, hey, no one has ever technically died on Disney grounds in Disneyland. All right.
Yeah.
You can die outside of it, but with an inside, no, technically, quote unquote, no one has ever died.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like you have these nice character moments that are just kind of wasted because then they do something else that like kind of just fucks it up. Also, I don't know what the addition of the sister adds. Like Mulan's little sister.
I was really confused about this character. What she did, she added nothing.
Yeah, and the mother, like, no, the mother was included, but no, it's just a sister I'm thinking of. I don't know if she's supposed to replace the grandmother in some way, but it's just really odd. The other positive that I can say,
but the worst part is the sisters even represent the grandmother's energy from like even like within the original movie of Mulan, the grandma was just as free spirited as Mulan, right? The grandma gave no fuck. The grandma at some point was trying to fuck. If you remember during the end of that movie, she was trying to fuck.
Yeah, I remember that.
That grandma, the grandma in the original had big dick energy, right? She gave no fuck.
She was like, oh, it's like, oh, if it doesn't work out, call me. I'm like, bullshit.
The grandma was trying to get it on.
Hey man, respect your grandma, man.
Yeah, respect the elders, all right.
Fucking also like the other thing that I can say as a positive is the fact that it looks good. You know, and like at least in terms of set design,
without like certain scenes, right?
Yeah, like the settings and like the set design. I like how the armor looks and everything too. It looks good. It looks good. You know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's not a lot else to say. Because the thing is, a lot. I don't think the movie really doesn't excite, and it doesn't have the impact that it does from the original movie.
Yeah. Also, here's the problem with this movie, right? This movie is definitely kid friendly. This is it's pretty much like, what, PG or some shit?
Yeah.
You can't film a historical drama within a PG setting, alright? Without cutting a lot of quarters, right? Like, if you do like some stupid child friend, like, you ever see that movie War Horse?
War Horse? Yes.
Yeah. It's a horse that sets through war, but you don't give a fuck because it's a horse, right? You don't give a fuck about the horse because it's a stupid horse, right?
Yeah.
And so you take everything as, oh, it's just a horse, right? But what, like, you think, right? So you're not gonna think much about, like, with like an actual war setting where like characters were going off to war, like, you it doesn't really work out because you have to cut a lot of stuff and make stuff super kid friendly, right?
Yeah, I mean, they could have just went
especially if you try to make it do it as a serious drama, like, because what this movie's trying to make it out to be.
That reminds me, was there any humor in this movie? I don't know if there was.
No, I feel like there was a lot of weird attempts. There was an attempt where they tried to redo like the humors of her seeing the guys naked, I think. Or no, there was like, I actually thought, like, here's the thing, like if they were trying to do, like, it would not have fit anywhere in this movie. Like, for some reason when she first joined the army, I thought she was gonna do that the joke. I thought when she first went away into the camp in the movie, I thought they were gonna reuse the joke of her being a boy, when she tries to spit and they're like, and the guy says, I see why her dad never talked about the dog. Remember that? You remember that joke, right?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do that joke. Yeah, I actually thought they were gonna do that joke at some point in the movie when she first, but no, they didn't. They literally try to cut out as much as the original humor in this movie because it doesn't flow within this movie. Is the problem, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, even like, I mean that which makes sense that they're trying to do a serious war drama. But the thing is, a lot of the movie is like trying to incorporate song lyrics into its conversations, and it just feels out of place. And it just like because like. It's like, oh, you've brought honor to us all, you know, that kind of thing. And it's like, but the thing is, because it's a lyric from a song, it's this weird surreal moment where it's just like, if you were in the movie at all, this will most certainly take you out, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's just like they're trying to it's just so odd because they're trying to incorporate all the original lines, but they don't work or flow well. Because it's like it doesn't feel like the characters are saying it. It just feels like it's not something. It doesn't feel like it's something the characters would say.
It's a really forced moment. That's what
forced.
It is.
It's forced. Yeah, it doesn't feel natural for it to come up. It just it comes out of nowhere. Like what the fuck?
No, wait. Today we will make men out of you.
Yeah, that was another one. I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah,
you just notice it and it just takes you out of it. But oh my god. Also, like, another important thing, just so that we know, okay?
Yeah.
This movie lacks impact, okay? Because here's like a famous scene, okay? In Mulan.
Original Mulan. We're talking about the original one, right?
Original Mulan. In the original Mulan, they're all walking off towards war, singing about how a girl who's worth fighting for, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're basically talking about like, oh, you know, that's something we're fighting for because they're off about to go to war, possibly lose their lives, and they're basically singing about something that could hopefully bring them forward, right? And so they're all happy and go lucky, and they're just enjoying having their talks about it in song form. And it's a really good song, right? And then it's like oh, a girl we're fighting, and then it stops, right? Yeah, because it was all happy go lucky, and then this like. The mood changes so suddenly and drastically because then because
William lost connection. William has lost connection. He has
we're back
to his computer.
No, we're back. I have no idea what happened, but don't worry about it. Austin, no, stop! I'm trying to make my point here. I came back here to make my point, please. I don't know why you keep saying this. It's not needed. Nothing of what you're saying is happening. God. Anyway.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, it was like a sudden drastic turn of mood, and the scene changes. It was all bright and happy, like greens and yellows and like bright happy colors, right?
Happy color palettes.
Right, but then the scene changes, and then you see like this town that was just burned down, and then it's just like blackened wood, and it's just like it's like the color palette changes too. It's like somber blues and like fiery reds. Right, and it's like you witness this devastation of this town that's just gone. You don't like you know what happened, but it's just like you see the effects of it, and it just brings the mood down entirely. And then it also helps it further. It's also further impacted by the fact that when Mulan kind of picks up this doll for the it just kind of suggests something to you, right? And it's just like lives were lost. And it's no longer something that like they were trying to like they were singing about going to war, but then they see what war does to people.
The impact of war.
They see the impact, right? And it's just like it's a really powerful and sudden moment, and the impact of it is fierce, It really hits you. But in here, they're just kind of walking along, and then they stumble onto the area. But the thing is because this whole movie was taking itself so seriously, because it literally goes from, okay, we're going off to war, they're moving earlier than we thought we had to go, right? And so then they kind of walk into the scene. There's no real lead up to it, and it's not like you didn't like. If they at least had a thing where it was like the same idea of it, where they were walking and they're like, "Hey man, it's like what do you got? Wait, do you have anybody waiting for you back home?" It's like I am matched.
Also, during that scene when they're saying it builds character, we learn about these characters, right? Because like I said, because that's the thing we were talking about. Like, I didn't recognize any character with the exception of Mulan of this character. Like I didn't know who Ling, Pao or Yao was, right? Right in this movie, right? But through that song, we learned about who they were. We learned what the characters or what they were.
We learned what they valued in a woman and stuff. You kind of you see how they pal around with each other. Like one guy just cares more about food than anything else. Like as long as she cooks food, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's like you learn about these characters and you learn about how they're trying to bond with they pal around with each other during the song and everything. And it's amazing. And you learn about these characters, but like if they had something like that would have been fine. But they didn't. They just literally just walk along, see the devastation, and keep walking. But it has no impact because this movie was like, first of all, there's no real lead up to an emotional punch here like they did in the movie. Like they literally just walk into the scene. If they had a scene, they had something where like maybe like it was a bright sunny day and they were talking. They don't have to sing lyrics or anything. It was like say, so who do you have anybody waiting for you back home? And then you can learn about the characters through that and what they value. Yeah, which they kind of do in a dinner scene when they're all eating in the barracks together. But that scene is kind of wasted because it could have been used here. And then so like they could have been talking about that and then they're all happy-go-lucky, they're making jokes and everything, and then it could have stopped again when they walked into the devastation of things, right? But it's like this, there's no real change in tone here, so it's just all somber and like throughout. Like it's really droll, and so like because it's not like it changes mood and then changes again to give you that, like, to make you feel it. It's just the same mood throughout, and so you don't really feel anything because you're already in that mood, Yeah. And so the impact that they were trying to go for is lost. And so that was another thing. That's another thing that movie lacks. It's an emotional impact, I see. But yeah, that's what I had to say on that.
Anything else I have to say? I talked about that. I talked about Mulan being which. I'll say, I bet this army can't aim for shit. How did So I understand when they were aiming towards the men in the battlefield, right? Because they're all grouped together when the scene generator, right? So they planned it. But like when they were aiming towards Mulan, when Mulan did her sneak attack, which apparently when she was riding to collect that, she must have had a lot of times to collect that many helmets and then to set that up. That probably took like 20 minutes to do, right? That was like a 20-minute venture, right? She because we see her riding to pick up, like, but when we actually see the amount, I was like, okay, she did not pick up that many helmets within like 2 minutes. She must have had to stop. I was like, all right, we gotta stop. I gotta pick up these helmets. All right, hold up.
Yeah. It's just it takes too much time.
I feel like that was such a forced way to force the avalanche scene, right? Like, cause like these, like they aimed way past her. They weren't even in the vicinity. So I understand. Like of course this is old tactical warfare, right? And you can't actually plan out the distance. But but boy, they shot off. Like, their aiming was really bad.
I will say
how they missed. Like they were even near like within like a general vicinity. It was way past her to force that avalanche scene.
Yeah. Another thing I will say, because you did just bring up a point to me. The battle tactics are horrible in this. Because the thing is, here's the thing. They begin the scene as they originally did, right? Where where there's like these two armies about to meet head to head, and they're on the hills and they ride towards each other, right? But I'm like, why did you ride toward? Like, first of all, they're on the hill. They had the high. They had the high ground.
They had the high ground. It's over. It's over Mulan.
It's over Mulan. I have the high ground. No, but it's a legit strategy, right? But I'm like,
no, this is actual battle tactics. I'm pretty sure this was in the Art of War.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing here, though.
Why do they only have one cannon?
They're on a hill. If anything, they could. Here's a couple points. They could have set up defenses. They could have basically like from the hill, they would have had better vantage points to at least shoot arrows, right? Yeah. And they could have shot them, prompting the Chinese army to maybe go towards them. They could have set up spikes or something so that it would be treacherous to go up the hill. And here's another thing, right? You remember how they had catapults?
Yeah.
Why didn't they use them in the beginning of the battle?
Why was there only one catapult? Because I understand all this is probably stuff, heavy stuff they had to drag around.
Sure, but they had one catapult that they could have used in like decimating this army who is on the low ground, who are in the middle of an open field, who couldn't really do anything against a catapult.
Also, it's not like they didn't have the resources, right? Because they were just picking up random ass rocks, right?
I mean, no, they had the rocks, but they could have used the rocks.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know why they were waiting so long to use them.
Yeah, and like the thing is, they're on the high ground. They could have used the catapults, shot them at this army, right? And then maybe when they're low enough, they could have had then they could have sent their army down towards them, and then then when they're low, and then pick their numbers up. Or if anything,
you do the big moves first, like in any strategy, you always attack with the cannons or the big guns, and then you send in the soldiers to do that stab.
No, it just maximizes your opportunities, and it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah, I don't know why they waited till both armies started clashing, and then they started to fire the cannon. I was like, now you risk the chance of injuring your own soldiers, right? That you could have avoided from the beginning. It's not like you were worried about loading up the cannons. They were still far as fuck away from you, right? I'm pretty sure by the time that you load up one rock, they still would not reach you or anything it's just for them to pose a threat.
It's just so frustrating because the catapult's only there just so they can have a reason for the avalanche to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the only reason it's there. You know, it's just really annoying. Like the battle tactics are just horrible. It's like there's a lot of things I could just point out and just like be like, that doesn't make sense. Like the whole witch thing was a whole thing, but. I'm disappointed with this movie.
I really hate this. I hate everything about this movie. And honestly, I can't believe they didn't bring back. Also, here's the worst. They try to keep marketing it as an adaptation of the original Mulan. This has nothing to do with the original adaptation of Mulan whatsoever. This is right. This is honestly more of an adaptation of the original Mulan story, right?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Mulan of the original 1997, if I remember.
1980 Mulan when actual Mulan fought this army in 1980s.
Yeah. Right. This has nothing to do with the original animated movie whatsoever. Outside of name, this movie has nothing to do with the original Mulan. Right. That's the worst with how they kept advertising this as a remake, adaptation, whatever the fuck. Right. Like if you're gonna say something as an adaptation, right, make it an this was no adaptation. This is literally just an adaptation of the original folklore of Mulan. Right.
Yeah.
All right, again, that's how they trick you. That's how Disney trick. They use their stupid witch magic to trick you. Or that's how they fooled you. So they got everyone to pay $30 for this movie like an idiot. If you pay $30 for this movie, you're an idiot. You got tricked by Disney.
Yeah, it's just it's like they charge $30 for this. It's not worth $30. Like what the fuck? This is terrible.
Like it was really bad.
Oh God, it's just so bad.
Don't worry. At least the second Mulan 2 will be an adaptation of Mulan 2, alright? Because they said they confirmed that there's a sequel in the works for this movie. I hope the sequel is an adaptation. If Disney does not make Mulan 2 an adaptation of Mulan 2, I'm gonna call them a bunch of witches, alright?
Fair enough.
Even though I'm already calling them witches, that's irrelevant. Don't bring up that argument. I'm already calling them witches. I'm gonna call them witches too. All right.
Oh my god. Yeah, this movie. I hate this movie.
Also, bring back Mushu. God damn it. This fucking.
God, the Phoenix. If they're gonna have a Phoenix, you're gonna have the Phoenix is the guide. Why isn't Mushu the guide? He didn't have to talk. He could have just guided her anyway.
Yeah. It's like so. Even though it's bad, it's like even like in Avatar, right? Like not the Shyamalan, not the Shyamalan remake, like the original Avatar Last. So you remember when they went to that village that was being haunted by the panda spirit or some shit, right? Remember that episode? Right? Yeah, like, and then we see Roku's dragon there guiding Aang. Like that could have done the exact same thing. Yeah, like it didn't have to be Mushu. They could have just made a new dragon, right? Right? Yeah. Like a vaguely same color red dragon that it didn't have to talk. I understand they want to go for realism, right? Even though they incorporate a goddamn witch into this movie, right? Right? But still. But still, like, I was like, there was really no reason to change it into a phoenix, right? I guess they're saying, oh, like a phoenix, she will rise. But hey, you know what also rise? A dragon. A dragon also rises, William. I hope people know that. A dragon rises harder than a phoenix. You know why? Because dragons are cooler than phoenix, alright?
Oh, hello?
I would rather be a dragon than a phoenix, okay? Is what I'm saying.
I don't know if he's aware of this. Oh, you cut... Wow, that was a major cut out again. Alright, then.
Oh, okay. I was talking about dragons and phoenix. I was talking about how I would rather be a dragon than a phoenix, okay?
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, I hate this movie. Fuck Disney. Fuck Mulan. Fuck the Chinese government. Right?
Well, fair enough.
So support the Hong Kong protesters and everything.
Yes. Do the supports.
Yeah, do the supports. All right. Disney are a bunch of witches. I'm gonna call the actress that plays Mulan in this movie a witch. I'm pretty sure nothing bad will happen as a repercussion of me calling her a witch. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how the internet works, right? If anyone bothers to listen this far, listen this far of our review, right?
Yeah.
Of me calling the actress a witch. Okay, here, I'll make it better. I'll call someone else a witch. I'm just gonna go to the cast and let's see, Ron Yoon. Sure, whoever that guy is. I'll accuse him of a witch, so that's why I'm fair. All right.
Okay.
There we go. Basically, everyone on Earth is a witch. Okay, is what I'm trying to imply. We are all witches.
We are all witches.
Secretly, inside of us is a hidden witch that needs to be awakened. All right.
Oh my god, dude.
Also, by the way, I just want to point out. Oh wait, one thing I forgot. The way that they kill Bora Khan was the dumbest fucking shit I ever saw. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was really bad too. Actually, yeah, that was just.
That was the dumbest way to see a character die. Right? Like throughout this, we see his motivation. He wants to burn the Emperor alive, right? He wants to burn. Yeah. Why didn't they make that? I mean, I understand that's probably too graphic, but they didn't have to show it. They could have just shown him falling, but then they cut away before he hit the lava, right? Because as an action of his revenge, this is what revenge led him to. Like he is now dying through his mean of revenge, right?
It would have been poetic, yes.
Yeah, that would be. I would have loved that way more. But the fact they just did the dumbest thing, where she kicked an arrow to his death,
pretty dumb. Yeah.
And it hit him in his heart. It's not even earned.
It's not even earned because he's not even really he's not even a villain to her, you know. So it doesn't feel earned. If it was like the Emperor like killing him or something, maybe that would have been better.
Yeah, the Emperor kicked him into the molten lava. Yeah,
that would have been good. That would have been good because that would have been poetic. It's like, oh, you burned me, haha, I burn you, fool.
Yeah, like this is what the path of revenge has led you to, right? Like, god damn, I hated the way that they fucking killed off. Even though this character wasn't that big of a threat, he really served little to no purpose in this movie. But Jesus Christ, that was like god awful death scene to treat a character.
Yeah.
They can't even let this character die with honor. There was no honor to this character whatsoever. Even though this character clearly had no honor because he was pillaging everyone and committing murders, right? But still, pretty much, even then, he had no honor. There was no honor with the way he died. God, that was an awful death scene for him.
Excuse me.
Okay. I guess I think that's all I really want to say about this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I have to rant about.
I mean,
at
we
this
can rant
point.
about other things at this.
Okay. Bring back Szechuan sauce, all right? Bring back the Szechuan sauce. Where's the Szechuan sauce? Disney, you witches? Where are my Szechuan sauce? Why did you bring back the Szechuan sauce as a promotion for this movie? That's just the real message, alright? If you ignore everything else I have said throughout this entire video, that is my core message of this video. Bring back Szechuan sauce. Everything I said, take that down. Ignore that. Just throw it off the table. Right? None of that matters. My real message now is bring back the Szechuan sauce.
God damn it. Oh my god. Okay, no, we're done here.
Nothing else matters to me now. All right, coronavirus is still a thing. Wash your head. Okay, thanks. Bye.